Welcome to your third assignment in Project Sketch. For this assignment, you're going to be using cross-hatching to show value in your drawing, in your original line drawing, rather than using shading or smudging or any of those techniques. So cross-hatching just uses lines, overlapping lines, to build value. Here are some examples. You can see that a lot of comic books use cross-hatching to show value. This flower has cross-hatching. Here's some more examples. I love the look of cross-hatching. When I shade a portrait or something, I do use this technique because I think overall it looks a little cleaner. Here is my light bulb that I drew, and then I used cross-hatching to shade it and give it some value and to kind of just make it a little more interesting. Now I'll show you the process to get this done. First, you're going to duplicate your project. Just in case you make an error, you can go back and redo it easily. You click at the top where the three dots are. Then you click your project. And finally, you click the little plus sign at the bottom right. Alright, now you got a duplicate project, so just select one of them and we'll start working. Alright, I'm going to find pictures that have some shading, so I'll have a good reference. So I'm going to add an image layer on my iPad and add a new reference photo that I already had saved. Okay, now add a draw layer and we're going to get started. Okay, I'm going to choose this second pen, the tapered pen, because when you draw a line it kind of gets smaller at the end of it, so it just kind of fades out, and that's the look I'm going for with mine because it's not so harsh and bold. It looks a little more natural. So I would recommend going with the second pen, the tapered pen, going with black. And I'm just going to make neat parallel lines to start on each side. Alright, got my parallel lines done. Now I'm going to cross hatch, which is when I'm going to make a cross line across the line that I just made. So it kind of looks like tic-tac-toe. So you got to realize that when you add these additional lines, it's going to look darker. So the darker it is, the more lines you need. Alright, from a distance, this does look good. So I got some different values in there. And if I look back at my reference photos, it's actually still darker on the sides. So I'm going to go back in now and add and just darken up the sides to make it look a little more 3D. Make sure you zoom out occasionally just to check it out and make sure you're getting it how you want it to be. So from a distance, when you look at it right here, you can't even tell that it's cross-hatched, but when you zoom in, you see the tiny lines. That's the goal here. Alright, I'm pretty satisfied with the bottom. Now I need to shade the top. I'm going to give myself a blue guideline just so I can make sure I'm keeping the right shape when I do my actual lines. And then I'm just going to do some light shading around the glass. Please notice that anytime I add something new or take any kind of risk, I add a new layer. So if I mess up, I can just delete it. Now that I have basic guidelines, I'm going to go in and just shade a little bit on the glass. So don't make any lines too big and thick. You want it to gradually build value. Okay, the blue outline layer, it helped me keep the round shape, and now that I've gotten that part done, I can remove the blue outline. Now I'm just going to continue adding value using cross-hatching to make the piece a little more dynamic and balanced, because you don't want all that heavy dark at the bottom and then nothing at the top. Okay, now we just got to add the shading to the center and then we should be good to go. Alright, I changed my background to white to create more contrast, remove the images, and I'm good to go. So you do the same and then submit it to Canvas.